Just in case you've ever heard somebody say 10 pounds of sausage in a 5-pound bag and you weren't sure what they meant, this is what they meant.
Can't talk. Hi, welcome to Fiber Love Diary. I'm Trish if we haven't met, and if we have met, welcome back. The sun's shining outside and the window's across from me, so I have lighting. What? Isn't it wonderful? Just in case you're coming in on part 2 and you don't know what happened in part 1, I had 8 ounces of this space dyed, kind of boldly colored top, and I split it into 8 sections. I spun the first 4 different ways. Hang on, I need my list. So that we can compare and contrast what happens to the colors, but also I can assess like what I like better about the different yarns and how they feel and knit and crochet and work up, etc. Complete with swatches. The first 4 I did were singles straight off the end of the top, and then singles from 5 different splits, lengthwise splits, so the color repeated and repeated, but in shorter repeats. And then I did the same thing, but I spun the singles much thinner and then chain plied them so that we could just compare. And so today we're going to do, got my handy list, a 3-ply fractal, a 2-ply fractal, a 2-ply turkey hand plied. So it'll be like you spin 1 long single and then ply it the 2 ends together and go all the way to the middle. And then we're gonna blend one. So that'll be interesting. That's the one that I feel like is kind of a wild card. In my mind, I have a picture of what it's gonna look like, but you know, a lot depends on like the amounts of the different colors, but also some of it depends on just like how vibrant it is, how much it jumps out at you. So it'll be really interesting to do that. So I already split my last 4 ounces into 4 little balls. I am spinning them on my new electric eel wheel 6. I'll give you a full review after I've spun the whole 8 ounces, but I really do like it so far. I have news as far as that's concerned as well. And gosh, we just have so much going on right now. So I am going to pack some orders first. I've got dish towels to ship. I've got a couple warping bars to ship. I've got dyed top to ship and yarn. So all that needs to get out, and then we're gonna start spinning these and we're gonna go all the way to the end. But first, the first one we're doing is the 3-ply fractal. So this one's gonna be challenging. Let's go. Okay, so I'm gonna use my scale. This is for the 3-ply fractal. This is gonna be a challenge because this is not very thick and I gotta switch my scale to grams. So the goal, wait, let's weigh this and see how many grams it actually is. $28 grams. I think that is just about an ounce. Let me do the conversion. I can't ever remember. Oh, it's almost an ounce. Okay, 28 divided by 3 is 9.3. We're gonna get as close as we can. Whole goal the first time is just to get 1/3. In one pull. We'll see how close we are. I have a feeling I may have gone over, but we're just gonna do our best. I did go over a hair. I guess I'll just pull off a little. It's not much. It's a tough one. Let's see how close we get. Okay, that's 10 grams. I'm gonna leave it. It's probably as close as we can get anyway. And then I'm gonna put this with another part. So we need to try to split this in about roughly half. I'm gonna weigh that part I just pulled off, that extra 2 grams. This is 8, I'm gonna leave it, and that means this should be another 10. Yep, this one is the smallest one. We're gonna leave this straight the way it is. Okay, so I'm gonna spin it end to end, and then I'll just add on this little extra piece to make sure that I have enough. Okay, and then the 10s I'm gonna split again, believe it or not. So I'm gonna just do my best to split this in half. And as I go down, if one of them seems like it's getting thicker than the other, I'll try to ease off a little bit more. Oh gosh, okay. Ugh, all right, we're almost there. Okay, so first ply is gonna go straight through the order of the colors. Second ply has been split in half, so we'll go straight through the order of the colors twice. And third ply, we're gonna split twice. So I'll just do my best. Again, this is so hard with such a small, skinny one, but we're just gonna try. Off there. Okay, so one, and then this one is, we're gonna go through the colors 3 times. Trying to keep this half and half. So this is one ply. I'm actually gonna just like ball these up separately. So this is the 2. And then this one is the 3. I'm gonna do the same exact thing. One ply all the way through. This is the second ply. This will be the third ply. So we'll go through the colors 3 times. Let's get spinning. I'm gonna spin this very fine for the 3-ply fractal. Okay, we're ready to ply. Here's all my singles. This is my Hanson Lazy Kate. I have had it since 2017 and I have never successfully used it because the woolly winder bobbins, it's like they're way too tight and there's too much tension and I just keep snapping the singles, but these are perfect. So we're gonna use it and we're gonna apply this 3-ply directly off of this Lazy Kate. It is really portable, so now that I know that it works so well with the eel bobbins, I will be taking it with me on our trip. I've run out of one. Actually, I've run out of two. Can you see? This one's come to the end. This one's come up to the end. I can't quite get it. There we go. This one's come to the end. This one probably has 3 more yards on it. Normally, if I have a lot, I'll keep it or I'll chain ply it at the end of this, but that is not very much. So I am just gonna go ahead and end it, and that's gonna be it. So here we are. It's really cool. So different from what we've had before. I'm gonna go hang it up and get started on the 2-ply. All right, here's our next sample. I've already started splitting it. It was 28 grams. I weighed it before I started, and my hope is that I will get 2 halves close to 14 grams a piece as possible. Cross your fingers. 14. What? Are you serious? Look at that. And 14? Okay, so that's what we want. I can't believe I did it, but that's what we want. And then we're just gonna pick one, doesn't matter which one, and we're gonna split that again. So you can split this as many times as you want. There's no, I mean, a lot of people, you guys know how I am about this. A lot of people will tell you, you have to do it some certain way. You don't. You can split it as many times as you want, but the goal is to have the splits or the color changes be totally different on each ply of what you're making. So this will be 1 time through, this will be 2 times through, and let's get spinning. Here is the first bobbin for the 2-ply, really pretty. Okay, we're gonna ply. Oh, I should show you first, right? So here are my 2 bobbins of singles, really pretty. Okay, here is the bobbin that we're gonna ply end to end, turkey hand. It'll be a 2-ply. I do expect it to look kind of similar to the 2-ply fractal, but probably with a longer color repeat, or a longer, repeat, I guess. So I am just winding it. There is a video. Okay, so I put it on my Lazy Kate and I'm just winding it the way I always do my turkey hand. And there is a video on that, so I will link it. Okay, there we go. Just drop it on my wrist. It probably took 3 minutes. I don't exactly know, but and here we go. It's pretty easy. Oh, one end, here's the other end. This one is going to be nice and messy. Sorry about this. Just pretend this isn't happening over here. I don't know what to tell you. I'm messy. I am going to turn this top. I'm going to blend it for our last one. And you don't have to have a drum carder for this. You can do it with combs. I've done other videos. I'll try to remember to link those where you're blending with different hand tools and whatever. And I know there's always a time when people are saying to me, it seems like whenever I use a drum carder, people say, can you show us how to do it without tools or with like, you know, hand tools instead, because these are very expensive. And this is really for time. You can do it. I have shown how to do those things before. I'm on a time crunch as always. And so I am going to blend it using the drum carder, but you can use a blending board. I've done quite a few videos with hand tools. And I also am going to say this, I have all these tools for a reason. And the biggest reason is that even though most of the things I do don't require the bigger tools like a drum carder or well, I don't have a picker, but it does make them a ton easier and a ton faster. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna use the drum carder. So what I'm expecting is to get something that's just heathered, but we might get mud, and that's why it's good for us to go ahead and experiment like this. So I'm just gonna spread them out and run them through. It shouldn't take long with just 1 ounce. All right, I'm looking at this on here. I'm gonna grab you and bring you close so you can see how pretty that is. It's actually, it's always so hard to see on the little camera screen, but I think I'm just gonna take it off and spin it like this. I was envisioning it being a little bit more blended, but it's actually really, really cool. So I'm gonna take it off. Gonna roll it off. Look at that. That is so pretty. I think it's gonna make a gorgeous heathered yarn. I'm going to open it up and pull it into roving. I've done it before. I'll show you up on the counter. Let's go. All right, I got this thing unrolled off of the dowels. It's pretty easy to do. The only reason I even use the dowels is because if I roll it onto dowels, I have less chance of like dropping it on the liquor in so that it gets caught on there, gets caught all over the place. You know how that goes. So I think what I'm actually gonna do is roll it lengthwise and then just attenuate it a little bit and spin it just like that, right off the end. Here we go. This is the single. I have to laugh because while I was spinning it, I was like, I don't like it. It's just blah, whatever. I don't like it. But now that I'm seeing it up closer, I love it. It is pretty even throughout. I am going to do the same thing, turkey hand ply it, because I figured for this part, the color study, the plying doesn't really matter, and that will make it pretty quick. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that, and then we will wind our last one off and get these washed. We're ready to wash the last 4. I'm gonna come in close on each one of these. This one is the 3-ply
fractal. It's really pretty, just a little bit more blendy than the next one, which is the 2-ply fractal. This one is the 2-ply that was turkey ply, hand plied, so basically like folded in half. In the skein or in the hank, they do look really similar, the two plies, but I expect the striping to be different and longer with this one. We'll see how it goes when I get swatches. And then this is the drum carded one. I'll be honest, I have moments where I think, oh, it did get pretty muddy, and then moments where I look at it and can see all those different colors popping out, and it's gorgeous. So I think some of us this will grab, and some of us will be like, it's okay. But anyway, it's time for all of these fellas to get a bath, and I will be back with swatches. Time for swatches. I'm using the same crochet hook and the same needles, which the crochet hook was a G. The needles are size 4. I'm going to use the exact same ones as last time, and I am going to knit the same size squares and crochet the same size squares. So let's go. This is the 3-ply fractal. Time to knit. Hopefully we are ready. I'm gonna do the last 4, and then we are gonna compare all 8 of the knitted swatches, all 8 of the crocheted swatches, because I think that's worth doing as well. This one is the 3-ply fractal. I feel like you can kind of tell that because you're basically, it's kind of like pointillism. You're breaking each separate color down into much smaller little dots, if you will. You get more blending, so it's really pretty though, and I did like this yarn. I like I guess it's not really blended, but I like that more colors are incorporated in any given area that you might look at. So again, this is the 3-ply fractal. This is the 2-ply fractal with the crochet, and then this one is the knitted one. You do get less blending than you do with the 3-ply for that reason that I just mentioned. I really like it. This is probably one of the faves, but it can't be the next one. Move down a little. This one is the 2-ply that was folded in half basically, and I used the turkey hand method to ply it. And I had mentioned when I was going into it that I expected these two to look very similar because the construction is similar, but that the color changes would be longer in this one because they were both spun without splitting the roving, or the top, sorry, lengthwise. And that is what we got. I mean, you can see the color changes are more quick in this one. With the 2 knitted ones, you can see it even more, that color shifting is just more gradual. It's slower. It does make a lot of sense because, again, it was not split lengthwise to shorten the color changes. And then last, kind of a surprise for me, really. I don't know how it's going to come across on screens and with my camera. In person, it's really more of like an army green. But what I'm seeing on my camera is like a little bit more of the blue coming up. It is really, really pretty heather. And let me show you the knitted swatch. I'm gonna zoom in really close on these two because they're really pretty. So I hope that when we edit this, when I edit this and upload it, you'll be able to see the color better. But it's a very pretty heather. And I think for me, it isn't a color that I'm just super drawn to and that I love, but I know somebody will be. That's kind of the cool personal nature of color. We're all really drawn to different colors, and that's kind of a cool piece of it. So this experiment was so awesome. I learned a lot, and I think let's go ahead and compare all the knitted swatches in one and then all the crocheted swatches in one, just so that we can see them all together. One top made all these different knitted swatches, and it's crazy. So I'm gonna drop down zoom in on each one, but I wanted you to be able to see them all at one time. Amazing. And I'm not saying I'm amazing, it's just an amazing thing that you can create so much with just the one top. This is the single spun straight off the top. This is the single spun from the split top. Then we have the chain plied sample that is spun directly off the top. This is the chain plied sample spun after splitting. And then we have the 3-ply fractal, the 2-ply fractal right next to each other, and the 2-ply that I turkey hand plied, and the one that was blended on a drum carder. And then I did turkey hand ply this just in case someone's curious how that was plied. Okay, let's look at the crocheted ones. So once again, in order, this is our single spun directly off the top. This is our single spun from the split top. Then we have our 2 chain plies. This one again directly off the top and then chain plied. This one split lengthwise with the top and then chain plied. I mean, you can really just see the differences. It's so interesting to go through. This is the 3-ply fractal. Then we have the 2-ply fractal. The crochet doesn't show the differences, I think, as much in these, but this is the 2-ply turkey hand plied. You still can see that the color changes shift more gradually on this one. And then we have the blended on the drum carder sample. So that is all 16 samples. It's a lot. I easily could have done 8 more different techniques and come out with 8 different looks. Again, I'm going to pull back so we can see all 8 of these. They all look different to me. Some of the differences are more subtle, but still, there's a lot of differences. Thanks for all your feedback on this. You guys were so gracious and appreciative. I just love having you all along for my crazy journey. So I will see you guys soon. When you see this, we'll be on vacation and I will be back on Sunday. So I will see you soon. Thanks. I love you. Bye.